Hello, I'm Dr. Gareth Moore and welcome to day 22 of my Solve of This, the Exit the Game Advent Calendar, The Missing Hollywood Star. We should start as always by having a look at the story for today, and I'll also mention my book, which is actually really similar to this calendar, although a lot harder, 404. It's an escape room style puzzle book in which every single spread in the book is different. Every single thing is completely different, and each one is a puzzle where you have to work out what to do. And for this one, unless you are really a genuine expert, you will definitely need the hints that are available online. But hopefully we won't need hints for today's calendar, which is supposed to be for beginners. So let's find out if today is as simple as it should be. 22nd of December. As you leave the dim props room, the brightness of the next room makes you shut your eyes. You blink and let your gaze glide over the wide landscape. You see green hills, fields, colourful flowers, trees, fences, and a bright yellow path winding through the middle of the set. An impressive hot air balloon floats elegantly in the distance. "Hey, Toto, I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore," you mumble under your breath, even though no dog can be seen on set. Not even the movie cat is sneaking around here. But you do get to meet the Tin Man from the movie The Wizard of Oz. Now open door 22, behind which we find one riddle card R1 and one strange item, Tin Man. Right, well, let's have a look inside that room like it says. So, we found yesterday that room 22 is at the bottom left of the calendar here. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and open it. And we should have two riddle cards. Oh no, one riddle card and a Tin Man, a Tin Man. Okay, he doesn't look very happy, does he? Mind you, if you were wearing silver makeup every day, which poisoned you, which apparently it did, then that you wouldn't be happy either. Find the Tin Man's... Surely there should be an apostrophe there. Find the Tin Man's funnel hat and then perhaps his screws. They must be found on something that you wouldn't want to lose. When everything's positioned and in its rightful place, you'll find the code quite easily by Tin Man's smiling face. Feels like it should be a song. And it's clearly referring to something we've seen almost every day because it's been right in our faces. The screws on the decoder disc. Well, it's not a disc, is it? The decoder table. There are screws. And we are lining him up. So presumably we're just finding the position where all the screws line up with the man, and then we can read our number off the middle. But I feel I'm doing the game an injustice if I don't also have a look inside the room. So let's use our close-up cam to see what we can see. Yeah, but that's a pretty bare set. So there's the road to the Emerald City, and there's a balloon in the distance. And yes, there's nothing else in there. So I think we're doing what I said. I think we're finding an orientation for the strips and the Tin Man where all the screws line up. So, if, for example, if that was there, well, let's just do it to the side. Oh, well, if the man faces us, this has to be left of here, and it has to be right of here. It's going to be something like this, right? Okay, so it's relatively straightforward to find a way of linking them up, like this. But then how do we know where the man should go? They must be found on something you wouldn't want to lose. Well, that's cluing the decoder table, the screws, yes, we've seen that. When everything's positioned and in its rightful place, you'll find the code quite easily by Tin Man's smiling face. So, well, here's his face. He's not smiling. If I put the man in the middle, like this, and line everything up with him, does that work? That is possible. Perhaps I do that. But his smiling face doesn't give me a code. So if I take that off, that's 495 maybe. He has those holes just the right width that they can cover everything. So I feel that might not be right though, because first of all the 5 is not well aligned, and second of all, I mean, I could just pretty much put the screws in there, but perhaps it is 495. I feel that before I look for something more complicated than 495, I should try that out on the calendar, right? If it is 495, then great. No problem with that at all. If it's not, I'll have to do a bit more thinking. So, 495. We are here, and we're going top left, so that's not the answer. It's okay, it's slightly more complicated than that. By Tin Man's smiling face. How else am I arranging them? Is there some other reason why I should put this somewhere? Oh, here. There's a funnel. Do I put him in the funnel? Does the funnel make him smile? Am I supposed to cut under the funnel? Oh my goodness! Look at this. You can't see, but you will if I zoom in. Look at that. I had managed not to notice this the entire time. I've really zoomed in there, as you can perhaps infer. Underneath this funnel on the decoder strip, there is actually a hole that has been cut. which is even still hard to see. But if I push the screwdriver through, here it comes out the front. So I put the Tin Man here, don't I? So the smiling face is actually quite a great clue for that. So I tuck him in here. Can I make him smile? Maybe not. Perhaps I just put him like that. So I think he's at that angle. And now let's line the screws up with him and see whether we have a nice neat number in the middle. Maybe he goes vertically. And then maybe he goes at an angle, like a jaunty angle. Ooh, hard to say. Well, it's got to be so it's lined up with the screws, right? Let's just keep him there. That's 2 of the screws lined up. And where's the other screw here? And now what's in the middle? 162, that's very neat. I can't believe I hadn't seen that little cut. That's so clever. So clever. Let's turn this over. And we have, I can zoom out now. We're going right from here. Surely that's correct. We're going right from where we are today. And we're going up from where we are today. And then we're going up left to an unused door. Although it does look like I've opened it. My thumb has pushed it open as I've held the calendar, I think. Hexagon, triangle, Y. And we have found door 23. And we are extremely close to finishing this calendar. Well, how about that then? If you've got the calendar and tried that out for yourself, I would love to know how you got on. Did you find that incredibly obvious? Perhaps you'd seen that slit on other days and you were wondering what that funnel was for, and today you realised immediately what was going on. But if not, then perhaps you were really stuck and weren't quite sure what to do. I'd love to hear. Please do comment down below. And if you don't have the calendar and just been watching, I'd still like to hear your comments too, or perhaps read your comments, I should say. In any case, do please like the video, and if you haven't yet subscribed, it would be wonderful if you did, so thank you. But otherwise, until I see you in a future video, all that remains is me to say goodbye and take care.